is the Chrissy Swan Show.
We've got some hot breakup news coming.
Chrissy's Clickbait.
Please be upstanding for the
Wow.
announcement that I've been waiting for since I first heard that this couple was together, and I make no apologies for judging someone I have never met and am never going to meet. But Barry Keoghan was never good enough for our Princess Sabcap. Sabrina Carpenter and Barry Keoghan have been going out. He, of course, is the man with the giant talent that we saw in Saltburn.
Yeah.
And Sabrina Carpenter is the best thing that's ever happened to anybody in the universe. Dance break!
Hey, you know the other day how we sung to this?
Yeah.
My best friend Christina, her mum Lisa goes, don't do that again.
Yeah, you in particular sounded like you were passed out in front of the fridge at 3 a.m. Anyway.
They're done.
Guys, it's over. It's over. We can all breathe a sigh of relief because that man, I didn't believe a word he said about her. His eyes told me.
His piggy little eyes.
His piggy little eyes, which is a terrible thing to say, but it is true and I stand by it. His eyes told me that he was no good in there. I could see his soul. And this is for you, Barry. You're no good. Baby, you're no good. Hey, Barry, by the way, if you get the honour of spending time with such a high-quality person as Sabrina Carpenter, don't be talking to and spending sexual time with a TikTok influencer.
Yeah.
You're gross.
This is the extra bit of tea. There was a Dermois blind item that said he was seen at the bungalows in LA with a blonde, semi-famous LA-based influencer, and they were getting real cozy.
On what specific night?
The final night of her tour in LA.
Play the song! Now I see how you really are. You're no good. You are no good, Barry Keoghan, and that was one film that you were in that worked, and I hope you never get any work again.
I still like Barry Keoghan. We don't know if this is true.
All right, let's move on. He is a bad man, I'm telling you. Can you see it in his eyes?
No, I think he's got innocent looking. Oh, actually, no. In Saltburn, Oliver's eyes do get a bit creepy. I mean, his character is awfully creepy.
Yes,
but I don't know.
Look. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to make you... This is an important lesson. Look deep into the pupils.
In the piggy little eyes?
Pupils, look.
Oh, he's been dabbling on that night.
And then look at me. A good person.
Slightly crazy, but a good person.
Completely mad.
No, I know what you're saying here. But do you know also what's upsetting is that she's going to have to delete that Please, Please, Please music video with him.
No, she's going to change the lyrics and make them so funny and salty.
Okay.
Because that's her specialty. She's so brilliant. Move on, Sabcap. You're better than that. Now, I'm so distracted by that whole story that I was so excited about that I can't remember what we're talking about. Oh, we're talking about Drew Barrymore, who we love. So Drew and the most insufferable actors that have been on the screen this year, Ariana Grande. Look, no, I need to be kinder because Wicked is a massive film. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm dying to.
And Cynthia and Ariana are incredible talents, but they're together on the press tour. It's just not it. It's too much.
They just seem to be taking it too seriously. Yeah. And they cry and they do that sort of mock, oh my God, I'm so humble and I don't know. It just is a bit ick. Anyway, they both have been on Drew Barrymore's show. Drew Barrymore presented Ariana Grande with an amazing relic. We can play that grab, or I can just say what it is. It's the original wand from Wizard of Oz, the original Glinda. Ariana pretended like she was really moved. And then let's move on to Cynthia, who you knew I'd just forgotten her name. Okay, so they're talking about physical touch. You know that Drew Barrymore is mad for physical touch. And I've actually been trying not to be as demonstrative because I'm a real toucher. And I read somewhere that it was weird. All right, listen to this conversation.
Physical connection. Yeah. I'm single. I'm not dating anyone. I don't have that in my life. But I don't know how I would ever hold back from holding hands, hugging, snuggling.
I think we get a bit afraid of physical connection. I think we assume that physical connection can only be romantic.
Yes, that's my point. You're saying it so much better than I did.
I want to talk about this for another 10 minutes. Do you think what do you think of physical touch? Is it always like someone coming on to you, or
No.
is it just it's not, is it?
Oh my God, be with me on a Friday or a Saturday night after 2 martinis and I am hugging you.
I know.
I'm leaning into you. I'm wrapping my arms around your back. I love physical touch.
It's so sweet when you've had a few drinks. You're so cute.
Don't say with those piggy little Barry Keoghan eyes.
You do not have piggy eyes.
The Chrissy Swan Show. The Chrissy Swan Show.
First, we've got to do this.
Chrissy's clickbait.
Here's a question that just popped into my head. You know how the Kardashians, super famous, probably the most famous family in the world,
Yeah.
they wouldn't run their own socials.
I think they do. I think Kim does, but I think they also have assistants that help. But then when it comes to an app like Snapchat, this is actually a whole other break that we need to do.
Okay, I'll write it
Khloe
down.
Kardashian posts probably 60 Snapchat stories a day.
What?
Because in America, you make so much money off Snapchat. So she just has an assistant uploading throwbacks all day, pictures of random outfits Kim wore in 2015. Like, it's a really, really big money maker, Snapchat.
Can you imagine what ours would end up being at the end of one day if we had to do 60?
Oh.
It'd just be like my shoe, my hat.
I mean, mine would be fun.
If you don't say so yourself. Hey, we digress. I just wanted to know, because that mother, Chris, is always the first to comment on any of their posts.
Yeah.
And they all post on each other's posts, and I just figure that's just the
Assistants logging in.
going, hey, bunny girl.
I think in this young generation, and given they've grown up with it and make their money off it, I think they would still use it a lot. Like you see on the show, they're always scrolling. They're sitting on their phones scrolling.
Yeah, they are, aren't they?
Yeah.
I do love the Kardashians. I just can't stop. Khloe Kardashian is my favourite of them. And she has done a big, juicy, all-encompassing sit-down interview. Actually, not a sit-down interview. It was supposed to be a sit-down interview, and it got mucked up, so they did it on the phone. She's got pneumonia. Interesting story there. I'll tell you in a sec. But it's in Bustle magazine. It's very, very interesting. She talks about it all. She is... Look, I'll give you a little pricey version. She's got pneumonia at the moment. That's why she couldn't meet this journo. Do you know how she got diagnosed?
How?
She was at the playground with her kids. Normal mom.
I mean, in the gated community of Calabasas, though.
And also, there's nothing worse than going to the playground.
Yeah, also, Chloe, send one of the nannies to do that. You don't need to be going to the playground.
No, she's super hands-on, I reckon, Chloe. I think she is. Anyway, she was there. She had a little cough. She wasn't feeling very well. And a specialist was there also, ruining the day that he was born at the playground. And he said, look, I don't want to butt in, but that sounds like pneumonia. And she said, all right, I'll go and check it out. Turns out it was.
Oof.
I do love her, like, what are those civil arrests? No, what are they? If when people just, what's it called? Civil, trying to...
Tom, you can speak into your microphone.
Anyway, it's when just a normal person arrests another normal person. It's not a police.
Yeah, civil. That's a civil arrest,
Is it a
isn't
civil?
it?
No.
Tom, the
Citizens arrest.
Citizens arrest. I love a citizen's diagnosis. It's like, it's not in a surgery or anything. It's just at the playground. I love those. Anyway, she's single. She's not dating. She's not interested. The kids are great. She's starting a podcast. She's got a new fragrance out.
Because she had a fragrance with Lamar called Unbreakable.
Oh.
And then literally as they were like pushing this fragrance, they broke up. Sorry, just the idea that you release a fragrance called Unbreakable. You're like literally the most two breakable people.
See, I would have then, if I was their advertising agency, it is called Unbreakable by Khloe and Lamar. If I was their advertising agency, I would have completely pivoted and pitched that fragrance at women that were desperate to break up with their husbands but didn't know how. You'd buy that.
Yes,
and vice versa, I
like it.
This works. This is a magic potion. Anyway, I think she might have gone a little bit too far with the work. She's looking not like herself.
Yeah.
But that'll settle down.
That'll settle.
I reckon she's had a little freshen up before all these shoots and stuff for the fragrances. I get it.
And she didn't need to. She was already looking great. Can you tell the therapy story, though? Because that was really interesting that you were telling me.
It will settle down, yes. So, therapy. She was seeing a therapist, as they all do. Everyone in America seems to see a therapist. It's fantastic, actually. Anyway, she was seeing a therapist. She confided a story in that therapist, the only person she'd ever told. All of a sudden, within a week or so of that session, that story was all over the tabloids. And she knew 100% it could have only come from that therapist. That is bad.
That is awful.
Form.
Also, if I were her, I'd publicly out that person or like take them to the medical board.
I would too, and I reckon she's wanted to, but she's sought some advice.
Yeah, true.
And they've gone, it's not worth it. Anyway, she's back in therapy, guys. She quit for a while, but now she's back in therapy. It's Kim's therapist.
Wow.
Gold standard, I reckon.
That therapist would have some tea to spill.
Oh, can you imagine?
It would be unbelievable.
All right, what was the second one that we were
Snoop
talking
Dogg.
about? Oh, Snoop. So much money. Have a listen to the answer to the following question. What is the most expensive thing you ever got your daughter?
The most over-the-top gift I've ever gotten my daughter is...
She never got to open it, or she haven't opened it yet. It was $1 million for her wedding. But Jen, I told her if it was me, my wedding would have been for $100 and $900 would have went in my pocket.
Daddy is still teaching lessons, I tell you that.
Yes. So I thought, she's going to get $1 million cash after she gets married. That's nice. No, it's $1 million to spend on the wedding function.
That's ridiculous. And also, Snoop's advice is right. Keep $900K and just spend $100 on the wedding.
No. Keep it all and just have a barbecue in the backyard.
Just don't get married.
Sausages and bread.
Now check this out.
The Chrissy Swan Show is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.